Now, CJAX is back with another video about the John Cena heel, so let's just go ahead and hear what he got to say.
Well, I know a lot of people don't want to hear this, okay, but the fact is that the John Cena heel turn so far has been an absolute disaster, okay? It has been underwhelming, it has been disappointing, and after that promo yesterday, which was an absolute just mess overall, quite frankly, I don't really know where they go from here in my personal opinion. Obviously, I explained yesterday in my video why I think that the promo was an absolute disaster and why there was multiple better options they could have done. However, they didn't do it, okay? It's very evident that the reasons for this heel turn have shifted a billion times, right? First, it was Cena selling his soul. Now it's Cena hates the fans. Next week, it'll be something different. And then when The Rock actually makes an appearance at Mania or before Mania, it'll be a completely different reason. And then after that, they'll have to come up with a reason to explain why Cena randomly turns back to being face by the end of this year. Because we know he's not going to end his career as a heel. So like, come on now. This is a makeshift heel turn that was done quickly out of nowhere. So instead of us getting, a theme song change or him coming out in all black colors or something or a completely different color scheme to really signify this is a completely different Cena from the last 20 years, we got nothing. We got a corporately made BS shirt for him to wear in Belgium to sell some tickets to fans and to sell some merch. And then next week, we'll get a corporately made shirt to sell them wherever the heck they're at. In Scotland, I think it is, right? So that's what we're going to get. His heel turn is contradictory. There's been multiple different reasons for the heel turn that are all inconsistent. And the simple fact that he's turning heel, the merits of it, make absolutely no sense, which I will discuss later in this video. Him coming out in an all black or an all black and white colorway, for example, okay, and going out and just not even saying anything, just sitting in that electricity of the Belgium crowd that's booing him, chanting, "Let's go Cena, Cena sucks, F you Cena, yada, yada, yada." He gets on the mic and says one phrase, right? He's like, "Cody, get out here." Cody comes out to the ring. Cena grills him on the mic, which we've seen any person who's all-time great or just great in general is obviously going to be better than Cody on the mic. We just witnessed Roman Reigns destroy this dude on the mic in back-to-back Mania builds, and then we witnessed The Rock do it as well. So this is not something that's like impossible for John Cena to do. Maybe Triple H was protecting Cody Rhodes, I don't know. But Cena could have grilled Cody on the mic, Cody said his spiel, then Cena grill him again, and then act like he's leaving, and then go back in the ring and beat the crap out of Cody, and embarrass him, beat him down in the middle of Belgium, hold the belt up over him, and then walk out in silence with maybe no entrance music, or play his new theme as he walks away. That's what should have happened. But instead, we got a bunch of stupid lines that make literally no sense, absolutely no sense. Literally nothing about it connects at all. But we're going to discuss that in a little bit. So the Elimination Chamber moment when he decided to turn heel officially, and beat the crap out of Cody Rhodes and stand there with The Rock, it now feels very null and void because John Cena as a heel just simply isn't believable. You can't look at John Cena and be like, wow, this guy's a super heel. It doesn't work. After everything we've seen from this guy, it feels like a cheap one-off for multiple reasons, and we're going to discuss that in this video. But it obviously was a cheap one-off. I tried telling you guys that this was the heel turn for John Cena was a simple move done for shock factor to reignite any hype inside of this Mania 41 season, because the Mania 41 build has been atrocious. It's one of the worst builds of all time at every level, and if you don't agree with that at this point, you're just ignoring the flaws. You're just ignoring them. Let's be real here. Like, come on. None of the feuds that are currently happening are actually hype or engaging or intriguing at all, okay? There's multiple plot holes and inconsistencies and just things that make zero sense in nearly every feud, and the builds are all just, oh, this person brawls with this person. Charlotte beats up Tiffany, then Tiffany beats up Charlotte, then Charlotte beats up Tiffany, then Tiffany beats up Charlotte, then we get a bad promo. Gunther beats up Jey Uso. Jey Uso beats up Gunther. Gunther beats up Jey Uso. Jey Uso beats up Gunther. Bad promo, and then we're going to get to the match. It's the same build. If you don't see this at this point, you must have the Triple H blinders on. You can't see Fina, the game. Like, come on. The fans eat up everything and are absolute bots, so they'll say things like, oh, well, you're hating. You hating, man. You're a WWE hater. What are you doing, man? Why you do that? Why you do that? You know what I'm saying? No, I'm not a hater. I'm a truth teller. You get what I'm saying? If I tell you grass is going to turn to cheese, go find some crackers. You get me? Every single thing that has been predicted about this Mania season has come to pass. It's happened. So whether you love it, you hate it, you like it, you don't like it, shut up, sit back, and enjoy the ride that CJAX is taking you on. It's not WWE Mania season, it's my Mania season. It's our Mania season, okay? And it's time to expose the horrendous state of this WrestleMania build and the horrendous state of WWE. And if you have a problem with it, you can do two things, nothing, and like it. Now, let's go ahead and get into this video as to why this whole John Cena heel turn is atrocious. Now, the first reason, unfortunately, and I don't like to bring this up, but it's absolute facts. The fans at this point, this current state of WWE fans, are eating up anything. They have low standards, completely low standards that have fallen off the face of the earth, and now it's causing the product to basically be worse in certain aspects, if you get what I'm saying. And what I mean by this is that nothing really needs to make sense anymore, okay? WWE, entertainment, TV shows, movies, etc., at a certain point, they have to make sense and they have to connect to a greater narrative, a greater story. There has to be emotion. There has to be good characters, good villains. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, in this case, a face and a heel. This is how you build up great sequences of storytelling and great eras of whatever type of entertainment you're watching, right? The MCU, for example, which dominated cinemas for like over 11 years in the Infinity Saga, okay? They had great characters, an overall narrative, great villain, you know what I'm saying, as the main villain of the company, and fans were eating it up. They were watching it, and the content was very good for a foreseeable future, you know, until recently, obviously, right? The WWE is in a position now where they had a great run at the beginning of last year and in the latter parts of 2023, and for some odd reason, they thought that that was just going to be permanent. So they kept on, you know, not worrying about the quality. They just gave Cody the belt. They kept moving on, and things got progressively worse, and because the fans are eating up everything, they ate it up. It made WWE think it was great, but until it got to an unreprehensible point, now all of a sudden we have to sit here this Mania season and see fans complaining left and right about how bad the build is. And so now nothing makes sense. No one's asking any questions, even though WWE is lying to our faces consistently. Okay, quite frankly, wrestlers now, I feel like, are not required to do anything more, you know, to get over basically, than just put on a solid or a good match here and there. That's all they have to do now. They don't have to be great storytellers. They don't have to be great characters with good gimmicks, you know, cut great promos consistently. They don't have to wrestle consistently well. All they have to do is wrestle a solid match here and there and have a one-word catchphrase, and they're going to get over. Jey Uso just had a match last night where he buried Austin Theory, by the way, which was embarrassing for Theory. His career is effectively over, at least as far as I'm concerned, at least in WWE. I mean, I don't know what else this dude can do, but anyways, Jey Uso goes out there, and in a 2-minute match, he botches nearly every single move that he did. And then after the match, he botches his dive out to the crowd, okay? But the botches don't matter. The objective quality of Jey Uso's wrestling and his promo ability recently being bad doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. He's still going to win the world title at WrestleMania, and the crowd's going to be losing their mind every time he comes out. The long-term booking. Fans think they haven't figured out with The Rock and Cena going from enemies, and now they're friends as heels, allegedly, right? The Rock is the reason Cena turned heel, but in Cena's promo explaining why he turned heel, it was all about the fans and nothing about The Rock. So what was the point of him standing there with The Rock? You know, what would have happened if John Cena won the Royal Rumble instead? Would The Rock have gone out with some other jobber at Elimination Chamber and sold their soul? You know, it doesn't make sense. The Cody lies. Cody's apparently a great champion, the captain of the industry, this and that, a workhorse. He took the Cena schedule, and somehow, some way, Cody has 7 title defenses in nearly a year? And they're feeding to us that he's a fighting champ. It doesn't make sense. Rhea Ripley forcing her way into a triple threat for the title. None of this makes sense. So, like I said, the Chamber was a shock factor move. It was a last-ditch effort to try and revive this dead Mania season, right? And WWE has absolutely no plan, which is the beginning of why this heel turn sucks. The Rock and Triple H saying this was the plan from the beginning. This was the plan. If it was the plan, this would have happened much earlier. Cena's been saying, oh, well, you know, it's been 20 years I've been feeling this way. Well, why haven't you done anything? Why didn't you do anything in the 2010s, but now you want to do it now? What? And this is all done for John Cena to inevitably become a babyface later this year. You know he's not going to end his career as a heel. We all know this. So why are we doing this? It was a heel turn that has obviously become something that was, thrown together because behind the scenes, apparently Cody Rhodes did not want to turn heel. And so Cena versus Cody, if you're going to have that for your Mania, for the WWE title, one of them have to turn heel. So obviously John Cena had to do it because Triple H bent the knee to Cody Rhodes and just let him, hey, Cody, do you want to turn heel? No? All right, I'll bend the knee like I did at Mania 40 season and just go ahead and give you the championship anyways and you can just stay face. It's all good, bro. Really? And my friend, who's going to Mania 41 this year in Vegas, he's going to both nights. Me and him were literally talking about Mania 41 in the build-up this season about it all, and he was literally laughing at this Mania build-up and saying it was mid at best. And he was trying to convince himself, because he's going, that this is going to be some great PLE and some great Mania, but he knows it's not going to be that great. He knows this stuff. You know what I'm saying? He was agreeing with me that WWE had scammed him for his money. We were laughing about it. The first reason, by the way, because even as someone who spent thousands of dollars to go to this Mania 41, he has to objectively look back at it and be like, wow, this Mania build is not good. If the person spending money to go to Mania is admitting it's not good, how in the world is no one else able to admit that this Mania isn't good? It's not going to, listen, the matches might end up being good. It's not impossible. But if you look at this build at every single level, how can you look at this and say this is a good spot for a Mania build? It's impossible. After what we just saw last year compared to what we're getting now, I just don't understand how people are looking at this and saying this is good. I do not understand it. And because the fans are accepting it, WWE is continuously giving us the same thing. It's the same thing. And the fact that they made it so blatant that there is no plan, there's no connection to The Rock. So now instead of it being, on The Rock and Cena selling his soul, which is what it apparently was supposed to be, because the fans had it all figured out, it wasn't, apparently had no idea, what they were doing, because it has nothing to do with The Rock, allegedly. John Cena came out yesterday and just blamed the fans about how they take and take and take and take from him and give nothing in return. They give nothing in return, right? But for some odd reason, there's no reference to The Rock. What was the point of The Rock and Travis Scott being there then? So that's already doesn't make any sense. That's the big moment where this even started at, and that alone doesn't make any sense. And then he says, you guys turned on me, you gave up on me, I gave, and you guys just continue to hate on me. You've sat down and done nothing but watch me be great for so long. And I'm like, what? The fans have supported him largely in the majority of his career, and over the last 5 years, they've done nothing but support this guy. When he announced his retirement tour, everyone was sad and upset, and everyone wanted him to win the Rumble. He didn't win. People were upset, and we wanted him to win the Chamber. He won the Chamber, and everyone was happy. They still are happy that he won the Chamber. So this logic that the fans hate this guy to oblivion is just a lie. They've been popping for this dude and cheering for this dude consistently for the last 6 years. Yeah, he got Let's Go Cena sucks chance, and he had some heat, in the mid-2010s and stuff like that. But who cares? Let's be honest, who cares? Seriously. A couple Let's Go Cena and Cena sucks chance for 5 years, and now he just gives up 8 years later? What? And the fact that John Cena, who's one of the greatest promo workers of all time, was relegated to going out yesterday and cutting a classic generic heel turn promo, basically saying, you've given up on me, you guys stopped loving me, I can't do this anymore, I respect you, I love you. It's like what is that? We've seen this with multiple heels. Chris Jericho, Randy Orton, CM Punk, say Batista, etc. We've seen all multiple different heels do this stuff. They come out, and after being faced for a little while, all of a sudden they're a heel again, and the excuse is, oh, you guys turned on me. You turned your back on me. You shouldn't have done this. What? That's what we're doing now? This is supposed to be some deep, intricate heel arc, and this is what we're getting? So again, the whole heel arc is built off of nothing. You understand? It's built off of inconsistencies and lies that make absolutely no sense at every level. The fans support him largely for the majority of his career. They've done nothing but support him in recent memory, but yet he's turning heel because the fans have taken from him and haven't given him anything. Huh? And then the next issue that I have with this, everyone said that this was Cena selling his soul, obviously, okay? But like I said, there's no mention of The Rock or anything. So what role is The Rock playing in this Mania season? That now doesn't make any sense, and if you think we're going to find that out next week, we're not going to. The Rock is not going to be on Raw probably for at least 2 or 3 weeks, if he even shows up before Mania, which he might do it once as a surprise, but other than that, we ain't going to see this dude again, and you know that. And John Cena saying, oh, I hate the fans, I'm done with the fans, I break up with you, but then he has a special t-shirt made for Belgium. And then next week, he's going to have a special t-shirt made for Scotland. And you know who else is in Scotland? I can't stop thinking about Punk. What is this? You hate the fans, but you're giving them brand new merch to wear. You can't stand the fans, but every single time you've shown up this year, you've had new merch. You haven't been able to stand the fans' internal hate for you for 20 years, but you've given them 50 pieces of new merch over the years. Huh? Does that make any sense to anybody? No. And then, of course, arguably the biggest issue is the promo last night. It established Cena as a heel that isn't believable. At the end of the day, he came out at the Elimination Chamber and destroyed Cody. He embarrassed Cody. He beat the crap out of Cody Rhodes, okay? So how do we get from that point where John Cena is doing that to Cody Rhodes gets out in the ring with him, calls him a whiny B-word to his face, and all John Cena can do is sit there and stand there with a straight face? That's it? You just beat the crap out of this dude and embarrassed him, and somehow, some way, we're sitting in a situation where John Cena is now taking disrespect from Cody Rhodes. Stardust is disrespecting Cena to his face, and there's nothing Cena can do about it? He's just gonna stand there? The same dude he just bloodied and destroyed, he's just gonna sit there and take the disrespect. So now the heel turn is not believable at all. This is a soft version of John Cena. This is a weak version of John Cena. And now it's officially been established that this is a weak version of John Cena. He's been watered down very obviously. We're seeing this. Either he was told by Triple H, hey, don't go too hard on Cody, save it for next week, or don't say this, or don't say that. Whatever it was, it's unacceptable. This is Mania. We're 4 weeks away from WrestleMania, and John Cena goes out there and cuts a promo against the fans? Not even against Cody Rhodes, against the fans? It's what? Like, the fact that John Cena went out there last night and actually had nothing to say to Cody Rhodes specifically is embarrassing. It's embarrassing. Because Cena may show up 1 or 2 more times max before this Mania 41, and the fact that that was one of his appearances, and it's already being, overrated like crazy. People are saying it's cinema, it's peak, it's cinema. No, it was terrible. That's what it was. And I don't really understand what the debate is with it, quite frankly. It wasn't good. John Cena is now weak. He's watered down. Nothing he's doing makes any sense. And quite frankly, no matter what John Cena says on the mic, even though he may have had a couple truth bombs here and there, in a 30-minute promo, the fact that we walked away knowing 100% that John Cena is a weak, watered-down version of himself, and this heel turn was completely done out of shock factor, is now basically confirming to us that this heel turn is a temporary fix for nothing. They want to try and make the Mania season be hype again, but it doesn't make any sense. And if nothing makes sense, it can't connect and it can't work. It's really that simple. So now this is considered the best and biggest storyline of this WrestleMania by the audience, obviously, so far, and by WWE. That's why John Cena versus Cody is going to main event, night 2 of WrestleMania this year. But this plot hole, poorly built, forced feud with a forced heel that has a bunch of contradictions is your main event. This is the biggest possible thing you have for this Mania 41. It's something that makes no sense, was thought of on the fly basically, has switched reasonings multiple different times, and that has absolutely poorly execution in recent memory. And this is the main event of the Mania. This is the big thing that we're supposed to look forward to. Not even, forget the stuff with Jey Uso and Gunther's feud being garbage. Forget the stuff with Charlotte and Tiffany's feud being garbage. Forget the stuff with Io, Bianca, and Rhea's situation being a mess with making no sense. Forget the situation with Roman Reigns randomly having beef with CM Punk again and spearing him in the middle of the ring and embarrassing him, right? And the fact that Seth Rollins is the only one who has beef with both of them, yet we have to sit here and watch a triple threat where CM Punk and Roman have a forced beef, okay? And Roman Reigns shows up 2 times before Mania. Forget that. Forget it. We're not even looking at that. We're looking at the main event. And this is what we're getting. Mania 41 is a disaster. John Cena's heel turn is a disaster. And quite frankly, unless this is fixed by some absolute masterclass segment that explains everything, or The Rock starts showing up consistently, or John Cena starts saying some new things, they have some different creative segments, there's no way out of this. This is going to stay a disaster for the foreseeable future, and there's nothing that me or you can do about it. Because at the end of the day, like I said earlier, where you can only do 2 things, nothing and like it, that's all we can do. That's literally it. But I'm not, well, actually, no, that's not true. What you can do is actually discuss it, and critique it. Because the booking has been atrocious and it's ruined Mania 41 season. So with that being said, John Cena's heel turn is arguably one of the worst heel turns, at least of all time. Because this is a heel turn that you actually expected a lot from. This isn't just some random jobber like Jack Swagger turning heel. This is John Cena turning heel. You get me? So the fact that this is what we have so far is really disheartening, it's really unfortunate, and it's absolutely ridiculous. So let me know what you think about John Cena's heel turn in the comment section below. And as always, I thank you guys so much for watching. Have a phenomenal day. Peace out and one love.
Honestly, I've already spoke on this already. Like I said, I disagree with the segment. And it's mainly because you can't just aim at the fans and not aim at the problem. And the problem is you lost the Royal Rumble, and that's the reason why you side with The Rock, because you want to win that 17th time championship, right? You wanted to become 17-time champion, so you side with The Rock so that way you could become champion, all right? That's the reason. And the fact that your reason is the fans makes no sense, all right? If this was 2015, cool. But this is 2025, your retirement tour. So I suggest you restart when you come back. So y'all comment down below. Let me know what y'all think about this. Like I said, I feel like the segment should have been better. You know what I'm saying? Could have been better. You know what I mean? But obviously a lot of people are in tune to it. But still, don't aim at the fans. aim at the problem, and the problem is you lost the Royal Rumble, and that's the reason why you turn heel. Because after the conference, you were very emotional, and I could just tell you was going to turn heel, just based off of that conference, and that right there alone should be the reason why you turn heel, and you should have said that out there, but you didn't. So, man, oh man, this is getting out of hand, bro. But y'all comment down below. Let me know what y'all thought about the John Cena segment. And yeah. This media is gonna be something else. Yep, it is.